Hi, I'm Bob. I'm the father of the Nomad Capitalist, Andrew Henderson, here in beautiful Budapest, Hungary. And a shot of the Parliament building down on the River Danube here on the Pest side. It's one of the largest parliaments in the world, and as you look at that building, keep in mind there are 40 million bricks. So, another brick in the wall, as Pink Floyd once talked about. Well, I wanted to talk about the origin of Go Where You're Treated Best. I'll never forget, we're at the dinner table at our home back in Ohio. It was 1997. It's a Sunday dinner. Andrew and his sister are sitting down, and for whatever reason, I moved to talk about kids, don't feel like you have to live in the same city as your parents. Don't even feel like you have to live in the same state. You know, as a matter of fact, as I think about it, don't even think that you have to live in the same country. Go where you're treated best. If there's a better opportunity outside this city, this state, this country, pursue your dreams. And I, quite frankly, never thought that Andrew would do exactly what he's done right now. It's amazing what he has done in such a short period of time, but I still think it's great advice for parents to give. And I think, you know, in an earlier episode, I talked about checking your ego at the door. I think this is an example of that. I mean, as parents, don't we want the best for our kids? Isn't it a bit selfish sometimes to expect that maybe they stay in the same town or nearby just so that we have the opportunity to see them? Back then in 1996, 97, there was no such thing as Skype there is today, with all the interconnectedness of the internet and what have you. I know it's not quite the same thing as touching the person, but it's plenty of great ways you can still communicate with your children. And I think the whole idea of go where you're treated best, from maybe a tax standpoint, in your job. Don't you want to go where they're going to treat you best? You look at Hungary, for instance, today. 30 years ago, this was still under communist rule. They and many other Eastern European countries revolted and threw off communism. Why? Because they were essentially going where they're treated best. It's worked out better in some countries than others, but that's essentially what they were doing. I think ultimately, to some degree, people want to be free. They want to have some self-determination. And I think that's what going where you're treated best is all about. I mean, in your relationships, your personal friendships, romantic relationships, or what have you, don't you want to go where you're treated best? I mean, it seems to me that that's pretty simple and that everyone would pretty much agree with that. So why wouldn't you want to do that in your job? Why wouldn't you want to do that with an avocation? And if in your business you're treated best in this locale versus this locale, then why on earth wouldn't you want to do that? There may be some extenuating circumstances, but by and large, that's the big picture, and that's what I'm talking about, going where you're treated best. And if you're going to go abroad and set things up with a new company and a new lifestyle, it can be very exciting. I talked in an earlier episode about if you're going to do that, have a plan, not only a plan A, but maybe a backup plan B, C, and D, because things can tend to change. I mean, Roman Empire lasted how long? Got overthrown. They talk about a republic, and the United States is roughly 250 years old. They talk sometimes about the fact that that's about the course that a republic runs before it's no longer a republic, and things tend to go downhill. So things can change. We talked earlier about Argentina being one of the wealthiest countries in the world close to 100 years ago. And at the time that I thought about spending some time there, it was only 75 years. It's only gotten worse, and it didn't take very long for it from its peak to start going through the valleys. Things change, but it doesn't change the fact that you want to think about going where you're treated best. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the origin, and it's something that I think that makes tremendous sense, and it ought to be on your mind every day when you wake up. Go where you're treated best.
Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.